Welcome to the Yappy Hour, powered by Yappily, the podcast for dog lovers who want to better understand and connect with their canine companions. I'm your host, Nathan Dunleavy, and today we're diving into a breed that you may not have heard much about, but once you do, you'll never forget. Joining me is Nikki Cole, a passionate advocate for the beautiful and underrepresented English Toy Terrier, or ETT for short, a breed that's both elegant and hilarious, loyal and lively, and sadly now classed as vulnerable. We'll be unpacking what it means for a breed to be vulnerable, how trends impact the breeds we see or don't see out in the world, and why it's so important to make informed, heart-led choices when choosing a dog. If you're curious about rare breeds or just want to hear some brilliant poodle adjacent chat, you're in for a treat. So grab a cup of tea, settle in, and let's get started. Welcome back to the Yappy Hour, powered by Yappily. I'm your host, Nathan Dunleavy, and I'm so excited to bring you another episode today. Even more excited that we're going to be talking about a breed that doesn't get a lot of sort of press. We're going to be shining a light on the rare and special breed, which is the English Toy Terrier, and we're going to also be touching on vulnerable breeds as well. So, as I said, I'm really excited to have a chat about this particular breed. It's not a breed that we've spoken about before on the Yappy Hour. And for today's conversation, we've got the marvellous Nikki Cole. Nikki, welcome to the Yappy Hour. How are you doing?
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good to be. Thank you so much for having me on to talk about something I'm very passionate about.
Love that. No, you're most welcome. You can see you're passionate about because your face lights up just then as well. So, yeah, like I said, it's not something we've spoken about before, this particular breed. So I'm really excited to sort of delve a little deeper. So let's start from the beginning then, Nikki. Can you tell us how you first discovered English Toy Terriers, or we're going to say ETTs for short, and what was it that drew you to them, please?
Yep, ETTs is a regular thing in our world. We accidentally said it to the vet once. Oh, that's an ETT thing, and the vet was like, ETT?
Oh, brilliant. Okay, I'm glad. Right. Yeah, so
So
yeah, what made you, how did you first discover them, and what drew you to them?
yeah, so always had an interest in dog breeds. Always been dog and animals and generally obsessed. I was that kid who had like the dog breed book and would be looking through all the different breeds, picking out ones that I liked and what would be suitable for our household.
Love that.
And so had my first dog as a family dog, mini schnauzer, Jack. He was
Ah,
wonderful.
lovely.
After Jack, we were looking at the rescue centres, seeing what was in the rescue centres, and I was looking at different breeds. I still lived at home, so my parents had to be in agreement. I mean, I loved Dobermans. I still do. I still love Dobermans.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
but they had to be in agreement. They didn't want a big dog. And so I was just looking at miniature pinchers. I do
Yeah.
still love them as well. Um,
Yeah. Well, they've
and
got the similar colours to the Dobie, ain't they? The black and tan, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. So in my head, I'm thinking, oh, miniature version, and through the research, the English Toy Terrier popped up.
Oh,
Um, so I joined Facebook groups, asked if I could meet up with local people who had them, and I made some great contacts, and
oh,
we were able
lovely.
to, and they were only too happy to talk about, everything good and bad, what it's like to own one. I got hooked. But then who's my mixed breed, my other dog, he turned up in the rescue centre, and again, he was just meant to be, just
Oh,
suited us down to the ground, and he's wonderful.
oh, good.
But then I moved out, me and Fred, and because he's mine, and I'm like, right, well, we can have as many dogs as anyone.
Yeah, I know
Well,
that feeling.
yeah. Well, at least two, more than one. I was still hooked on English Toy Terriers, and I called one of my contacts who I'd met up with. She was into breeding, showing, and she sort of said, "Oh, actually, I think I do know someone that's looking to maybe rehome one of her bitches into a household where she'd get a bit more attention." And God, I tell you, after the heartbreak of losing Jack so suddenly and upsettingly, and it was really heartbreaking.
Oh,
It was just like Fred and Nala had been sent by angels. It was just I got really lucky both times.
oh,
With
that's
Fred
nice.
turning up at the rescue centre, and then Nala. They don't. English Toy Terriers being a vulnerable breed, they're so hard to get hold of. So I got very
Yeah.
lucky.
Right. So Fred's an ETT as well.
Sorry, Fred is a complete mixture.
Yeah. Sorry.
So
Yeah,
where
that's
you've
from the
got,
rescue.
yeah,
He's from
yeah,
the rescue.
he
Yeah.
came from
He's
Second Chance, yeah,
yeah. Oh, lovely. Yeah. Second Chance is a local rescue in the Southampton area where we're both from.
yeah,
Yeah. Good. And then you've got Nala, who's your ETT then.
yeah, that's right.
Brilliant. Okay. I love that. And what I also loved is like a lot of people that have come onto the show, you started off with saying that you were that kid that had the dog breed encyclopedia. And I love that because a few guests have said similar. You've loved having, you've loved being around animals and dogs and you grew up with them. And that's then obviously what's led you into where, the field that you're in now. So I absolutely love that there's a bit of a story behind someone liking a breed or doing the job they're doing. So thank you for sharing that. That's absolutely lovely. So we're going to be moving on to our next section, which is what makes the English Toy Terrier so special. Now, I've met Nala. I've been very fortunate enough to meet Nala. She's a little diamond, bless her. So they're lovely little dogs. And she does look like a bit of a miniature, is it miniature pincher? She looks like one of
Yes.
those. And she's got the similar colours and markings of a pincher and adobe. So what are some of the everyday joys you experience with living with an English Toy Terrier, Nikki?
For me, it's the amazing loyalty and affection. She
Oh.
is a cuddly dog. She will cuddle up to you, but a lot of English Toy Terrier owners, as well as me, will tell you that one of the most awesome and funny habits is the burying under blankets.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
you have to be careful where you sit down in our house because well, my house because it's I mean we've managed to get a bit of a collection now. Once people know, you find that you get different kinds of blankets as gifts, and because they know that Nala buries under them, and it's just you're having a bad day, you can't fail to like lighten up when you see her just kind of proper like dead in, and then she just kind
Oh,
of and you just see this blanket squirming about, and then she just kind of parks herself and it's this blob, or she might have her head sticking out, or she might have her bum sticking out, and it's just so funny. I think I've got so many different funny pictures of her in her positions. And it's like my
that's
my
lovely.
my mum bakes and designs amazing like different cake designs, like animals, album covers for friends and family. Over the years we've had so many different ones depending on what our craze is at the moment. And last year for my birthday she made a cake out of a blanket with an English Toy Terrier head. So it's basically she made a cake out of Nala burying herself under the blanket.
I love that. Brilliant. That sounds lovely. No, we've got a blanket barrier. As you know, we've got a few chihuahuas, and we've got
Oh,
one, Milo. He absolutely loves just burying himself under a blanket. And then all of a sudden you'll be like, where's Milo? But he's literally right under a blanket. He pokes his head out and it's like he's made his little nest to his den and he's like, leave me here. And I'm like, oh, I feel like that some days just want to bury under the covers.
oh,
So that's
definitely.
really cute. So that obviously, that sounds all really good fun. So moving on to our next question then. So they sound like the perfect combo of a cozy lapdog and an adventure buddy. So what kind of lifestyle would you say suits them best?
Yeah, absolutely. In one, she'd love her life to be one big duvet day.
Don't we all?
Yeah, it would be nice to spend a day in the life of Nala, but at the same time, they are that perfect cafe companion. You can, I mean, she loves And I think a lot of when you sort of meet other English ETT terrier owners, they're the same. Will say
Yeah.
that they take them everywhere they can go, and they
Mm,
like just being with their person or
they
family.
do. Yeah.
And Nala, I know every dog's an individual, but Nala does kind of like the attention of people. And so, yeah, and you know what they say about how dogs are so good for our mental health, like getting us out on
They
walks.
are. They do say
Um,
that. Yeah.
and it's very similar with like where when I can take her to whenever I like do go to like somewhere socializing, very rarely, but you go peopling.
Well, we go socialising, don't we? Meet up every so often, and Nala
Oh,
comes
it's
along, don't she?
brilliant.
When we
Yeah,
meet for lunch or
yeah,
coffees with a group of us in the area as pet professionals, you bring Nala too, and she loves it, don't she? She's very
yeah,
sociable.
exactly. She loves it, and I sort of feel good having her with me.
No, that's good.
Which dogs
Yeah,
give you. Yeah, so they
yeah,
are that perfect companion that you can take as long as they've been socialized correctly and aren't sort of anxious. I mean, I don't take Fred with me because I know he wouldn't enjoy it. He
that's fair enough.
wouldn't enjoy the attention. But yeah,
Yeah.
she comes everywhere with me. She's so handy. And again, like what regarding lifestyle, they're quite easy maintenance in terms of their coat, short haired, smooth haired. So best of both worlds in that you don't need to take them to the groomers to have their hair cut, and also her hair's so light that that she doesn't shed at all. And I know as a breed, it's generally little to no shedding.
Yeah, and it's probably good because you're a groomer yourself, aren't you? So if you do, she does need a little bit of a brush up. You're a groomer as well, so you could do it for her.
Yeah, yeah, well, when they see me when people see me out and about with Nala who looks like a Doberman puppy and Fred who looks like a Rottweiler puppy with his mix, they do say like, "Oh, I love how you have short-haired dogs."
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. I know that's lovely. It's nice to see how they, fit into different lifestyles and stuff. So, have you found that people often mistake or label the breed, Nikki? Mislabel the breed, Nikki?
Yes, well, so she gets Doberman puppy a lot.
Yeah, I can imagine. So those
Yeah,
colours.
yeah, yeah. She obviously gets miniature pincher a lot because
Yeah.
even
Is there, sorry to interrupt, is there a
yeah.
big difference then between the ETT and the miniature pincher? Like, are they or are they just completely different dogs, or they just look similar?
Yeah, I believe they just look similar.
Yeah.
Um, they are different breeds. So there is the Manchester Terrier, which in America they call English Toy Terriers the Toy Manchester Terriers,
Oh, okay. It's
and the
interesting.
Manchester Terrier is I think they do standard Manchester Terrier and Toy Manchester Terrier, whereas in the
Mm.
UK it will be English Toy Terrier and then the Manchester Terrier alone.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you were saying that they often get mistaken for a Dobie puppy. Is there any other mistakes that people often mistake or mislabel them as?
Very so yeah, it's mostly Doberman puppy or miniature pincher. Very occasionally she's had Chihuahua. And I think not with those legs.
No, no, not at all. She's not as yappy as a Chihuahua, not like mine anyway. She's always just so chilled out and quiet whenever I've met her.
Oh, she's so good often in the cafes and the restaurants. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just love being able to take her with me.
Yeah, no, that's good. Brilliant. Okay, perfect. Let's move on to our next section then. So, this is all about what potential guardians, pet parents should know. And I did like it when you said about how you sort of researched the breed as well, because we're really big on, well, I'm personally very big on, potential pet parents researching the breed if they're going to look to get a puppy to make sure that puppy's going to fit their lifestyle, their home life. So I'm really big on sort of, people researching the breed, particularly, what they originally bred for, whether a poodle or a Rottie or a collie is going to be good for your home life, and you've got to obviously manage them and sort of tap into what they were bred for and meet those needs in terms of mental stimulation and stuff. So I liked that you said that you did do your research as well. So that's good because we're really big on sort of promoting people researching before they get a dog. So My first question would be, from your experience, what should people really consider before welcoming an ETT into their life?
Yeah. So I know we're going to come on to sourcing responsible breeders, but
Yeah.
obviously getting those appropriate health tests done so that you've got a healthy dog is obviously important. They are generally a healthy breed as long as the appropriate health tests have been done. So, such as eye testing, that sort of thing. So, while they don't need grooming, the chances are they will need their nails cutting.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
obviously, again, it's that normal, like with any breed, even if they're short haired, you still want to get that handling training in to get them used to having nails examined, having teeth examined, potentially anal glands. Not
Yeah,
so
yeah,
pleasant, but all
yeah.
the sort of vet checks that the vet would do. And sourcing out appropriate what the best diet for them is so that they are
Mm,
kept in good condition, their short coat and making sure they don't have dietary upsets with the correct diet
yeah.
for optimum health. They, with their short coat, you've obviously got the sensitivities to the weather. So
Yes.
yeah, I never thought I'd be that person that would be looking up dog coats on the
Oh,
internet, but
really?
then, I got a little dog that feels the cold.
Mm,
So she does need
mm.
her Equifleece.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
and
Yeah, good
so
choice.
yeah, Equifleece is a brilliant brand.
Yeah,
So yeah, there is that sensitivity and a coat on them in the cold weather. They
yeah.
hate the rain.
Oh, okay. I think that must be a little dog thing, is it? Well, actually, I don't know. I walk a lot of different size dogs, and as you work with different ones. But I know, for example, my little ones, my poodles, more so, my toy poodles, they're proper princesses and precious when it comes to the rain. They will really not like going out to the wee. But the Chihuahuas, they're not particularly fussed, but they go out and do their business and quickly come in. But the toy poodles, they just prance around. If they just went out and did it, they'd be able to
Mm.
come back in. But no, they prance around, and it's like, oh my god, I'm getting my little paws wet. But yeah, I didn't know if it was just a small dog thing, but maybe it's all breeds. But yeah, the
Well,
ETTs like it as well.
yeah, her previous owner, she put in the little, when she put like the bag that all the stuff that she sort of gave me to take with her, and she'd left a note, and one of the things she said is house trained, but ETTs think the rules change when the weather's bad.
That's funny. That's so funny. Oh, bless her.
Yeah.
Almost need like a little umbrella for him, don't we, to kind of keep them
Yeah.
dry when we go out. Perfect. So we did touch on breeding. So let's go to that question next then. So how can potential guardians be sure they're going to a responsible breeder, Nikki?
Yeah, so there it's obviously you've got the English Toy Terrier breed club.
Okay.
Um and that they often, like with any breed club, they will have a list of what of breeders, and obviously
Good.
always recommending having a chat with them, and again it goes back to making sure those appropriate health tests have been done, like
Mm.
luxating patella and the eye
Okay.
testing. It's and they should be glad to show you that paperwork,
Mm.
as well as the vaccinations, the worming. They should be able to show you that paperwork. They should be passionate about the breed as well. You should be able to have a conversation with them about the breed. They should want to tell you everything good and everything bad, and
Yeah.
ask you, why do you want an English Toy Terrier? And
Mm.
hopefully you do have a conversation that's just passionate about that, rather than, the puppy mills that have just got multiple breeds. Never
Mm.
good.
No,
um,
definitely not. Yeah.
you should get the feel that they are breeding for the ultimate health and the ultimate temperaments of their
Okay.
puppies.
Yeah.
And again, being a vulnerable breed, you'd like to hope that they are precious about who those puppies go to, and that they're
Definitely.
very precious about the care of those puppies and the care of
Yeah.
mum.
Yeah, sure. Is there many breeders in the UK then of this particular breed, or is it like you say going via that club? Sorry, I
Yeah,
forgot
I
the
think
name of it.
going via the club, but I do
Mm.
have to shout out for the Facebook groups. They've been, a lot of the breeders are very active on there,
Oh,
and
good.
they've always so friendly and approachable. I have to say, 'cause where I love loads of different dog breeds, I am on a few breed groups. And
Yeah.
but honestly, shout out to the ETT ones. They're all so friendly and approachable with all the questions that you have. And also, I've never seen anything dodgy with recommending aversives with any training methods or anything like that, which I
Oh,
know
that's,
can be a problem in other breed
yeah, they
in
can.
certain groups. I've never
Yeah.
seen anything dodgy like that, and just yeah, they've all been so nice. And like, I mean, so looking on the English Toy Terrier Breed Club, the breeders, you then sort of I then sort of recognized all the names in the group. So yeah, so
Mm.
you know that they're obviously active. You see photos and videos of their dogs and their litters, and you can just see the passion and the care that's going in.
Oh,
Um,
good.
yeah, it's
No, that's really
wonderful.
good. That's good to know. You mentioned about obviously the health test and the luxating patella. I didn't know if that was like a smaller dog thing as well, because I know that one of my toy poodles has got a bit of that, and one of the chihuahuas. So I didn't know if that was just generally a small dog thing, or if that affected most dogs. But I'm hearing a lot of it, sort of the smaller dogs.
Yeah, I think it is a lot of small dogs that have to be careful for it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
they do that sort of skip, don't they? And it can often be
Yeah.
mistaken for that. Yeah,
Yeah.
brilliant. All right, so what would you say, Nikki, to someone who's only ever had large breeds but is considering downsizing to a smaller dog?
Cool. Um, well, your poo picking's easier for one thing.
That is so true. And as a dog walker of different sized dogs, a Labrador's poop is very different to a little miniature Schnauzer. And my little ones, actually, yeah. So yeah, not the bigger the dog, normally the bigger the poop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, obviously extra careful with making sure they don't get injured. You know, it's all very well having the dog that you can sort of carry around to places. It does make it sort of easier when when it's right, but
Mm,
it's obviously again extra care with being injured. You know, they could break a leg jumping out of your arms.
mm, yeah,
Extra
yeah,
careful in the especially in the puppy stage with things like step. I mean, I know that to be fair, that's every breed really, because obviously with the larger breeds, it's hips you've got to be extra careful of, isn't it? And hip dysplasia. But again, it's just that extra careful of how fragile they can be getting
mm,
injured with things
mm,
like stairs and with jumping off sofas, jumping on off beds, that sort of thing when they're
yeah,
puppies. And then socialization as well, you know, it's obviously making sure that it's done with appropriate dogs. You know, they always
yeah.
recommend that it's quite good to seek out calm adult dogs that know how to interact, disengage appropriately. But it's maybe not such a good idea to take them to a puppy party with big boisterous dogs that are maybe likely to knock them flying. And you
This is
know,
true.
appropriate meets, appropriate socialization, so they don't get injured.
Yeah, this is true. And I was just thinking as you were saying that obviously if you're used to a big dog and then you have a small one, you have to be careful because it could get under your feet as easily. You could trip over him, causing yourself an injury as well as the little dog.
Yeah, yeah, exactly
Yeah.
that. It's so it is all sort of yeah, it's sort of like, oh, I didn't know they were there, and which I imagine probably wouldn't happen so much if you had a big dog.
Yeah, that's true. Brilliant. Okay, that's great. Thank you so much. So, moving on to our next section, which is all about what are vulnerable breeds and why should we care. So, a vulnerable breed is one with fewer than 300 puppies registered per year. I didn't know that. And it also includes breeds like the Deerhound, Field Spaniel, Cardigan Corgi, Skye Terrier, and more. And then the breeds fall out of favour due to trends, lack of exposure, or their original working role no longer being needed. So, what's your understanding of what defines a vulnerable breed, and why is it important that we talk about this?
Yeah, exactly. A vulnerable breed is a breed where less than 300 puppies have been registered per year.
Mm,
Vulnerable native breeds, breeds of British and Irish origins that are considered vulnerable because of their declining numbers. So it is important that we talk about this because, well, when you have a breed as wonderful as the English Toy Terrier, and you know, you just see there are just so many wonderful things about Nala, with how affectionate and loyal she is, but also, the easy maintenance in so many the fact that, I mean, as you've said, when you've seen her when she's out and about, and how lovely she is.
Yeah,
And
just
that,
so.
they're rarer than a lot of endangered species, like the giant panda.
Oh, I
um
didn't know that. Yeah.
yeah, it's so, if you look on the Kennel Club website, it will obviously say how many sort of puppies have been registered. And
Mm.
it's at the moment, 2024, I believe, was about 66.
Mm.
But yeah, so many breeds that are rarer than a lot of the endangered species, like the giant panda. And there's just so many wonderful breeds on there, as well as the English Toy Terrier, the deer.
Mm.
I love the deer hound.
I don't even know what a deer hound is, Nikki. I've seen it wrote down here in my prep, but I've never heard of a deer hound, a field spaniel, a cardigan corgi. I know what a corgi is, but I've not heard of a cardigan corgi or a skye terrier. I've never heard of any of these dogs, so it's not surprising, is it, if they're classed as vulnerable, if they don't get as much, you know.
Yeah, no kind of sort of like exposure on how like there is for endangered species.
Yeah. So when you said you like a deer hound, what's a deer hound look like then? Do you know? Are you able to
Um,
tell her?
Again, a similar breed would be the Irish Wolfhound.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so fairly sort of looks wise.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, it's so that I love them because I love sight hounds. So it's kind of a shaggy sight hound.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, like I said, I had no idea that they were classed as a vulnerable breed if they had less than 300 puppies registered per year. That's really interesting, and I didn't know that until we started talking about this and doing the prep for this episode. So that's really, really interesting. So moving on, do you think social media and celebrity culture has made the rare but wonderful breeds harder to protect?
Yes, massively. People see what's in the media. They see what an influencer's dog, they see a celebrity's dog. They like what's popular, what's in fashion. And like you say, they just never see, we just don't see these breeds on social media through our feeds. Sometimes the only time you'll see them is if you do watch crufts, and that's not always such a good thing. So you might see like the Skye, if you see the Skye Terrier and the bearded collie, and they're beautiful, but you might see that long coat and think, oh no. But then, just putting it out there, you don't have to have their hair like quite like that. It's your dog, your
Yeah.
hair, your choice. You can have it how you want. And so, but that's again, that could contribute. So you might sort of see a breed like that and maybe be put off by the coat care, but then
Mm,
that's no different to a lot of the breeds that are popular,
mm,
but where coat care is a factor, obviously. But that so there is that.
yeah.
um so yeah, they just don't get the exposure. People just they like what's popular.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, great. That's fair enough. So, do you think there are risks in promoting a vulnerable breed too heavily?
Yeah, the same as if you promote a popular breed too heavily, you get what we call the greeders or the puppy mills, puppy farm
Mm,
jump on the bandwagon and then decide
mm,
they're going to breed them really irresponsibly without any thought for the health and the temperament of the pups. And obviously owners get, and then you'll get irresponsible owners as well if they see that they're really popular that haven't done their research. So
mm.
yeah, and then like with some of the popular breeds, sadly, you'll get unhealthy puppies and puppies that are extra anxious, fearful because they've been bred from a puppy mill.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah, cool. Okay, perfect. So, let's move on to our next section, which is all about celebrating other under the radar breeds. So, I've got noted here, there's a few we've spoken about, obviously, Deerhound already, but we've got setters, Norwich and Norfolk Terriers, and Lancashire Heelers. So you don't see
Oh.
many Lancashire Heelers, do you? We used to have a client in my dog walking business a few years ago that was a Lancashire Heeler, and they're very rare, aren't they? They're lovely little dogs, and you look at
Mm.
them, people don't know what they are.
Mm. Yeah, and kind of similar-ish looking again to the English Toy Terrier. Not
Yeah,
completely, not as much as a miniature pincher, but they're black and
yeah.
tan. Fred's supposedly, according to his DNA's got Lancashire heeler in him.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm not really familiar with a Norwich or Norfolk Terrier. Are they similar to any more well-known breeds?
I They look, you're probably, so where there's a lot of mixed breeds in the world at the moment, you could
Mm,
potentially, probably, I've seen a lot of terrier mixes that are very
mm,
similar looking to Norwich and Norfolk Terriers,
okay.
um, because they look like little brown scruffy terriers.
Oh, okay. Good. Brilliant. And with setters, do they mean like Irish setters and English setters? Yeah? Is that
Yep,
the
you've
I?
got an Irish red setter, you've got Irish
That's the
red and
one.
white setter.
We used to
Um,
have an Irish red setter, and anyone that used to see, I used to have one as a walking client and one as a training client. But anyone that would see us out, every time we'd get a comment, "Oh, you don't see many of them about anymore." But apparently they were really popular, like in the 70s or something.
Yeah, there's definitely different popular breeds for different decades.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah. I think
brilliant.
the Afghan hound was popular at one point.
Yeah. God, they look like something out of a L'Oreal advert, like with their sort of long hair and looks. And one of my colleagues and friends, he looks after them sometimes. He's got some friends with some Afghans. Brilliant. So, what would you say? Are there any vulnerable breeds that you feel particularly passionate about beyond the English Toy Terrier?
Oh. So I know we've already touched on the deer hounds, but I love my sight hounds, so I've got to give them a mention. Every dog is an individual, so you never want, so you always got to put that out there before you talk about them. But a lot of owners say that again, they love their sofa. So again, you've got a really nice, affectionate sofa buddy, but at the same time, being aware of the high prey drive when they're outside. So, again, providing all the suitable outlets and suitable stimulation exercise. And then you've just got a lovely companion, lovely, calm sofa companion.
Yeah.
If you fancy, I mean, no breed is easy. So, at the end of the day, it's like raising a child. But if you fancy more of a challenge, you've got the miniature English Bull Terrier.
Right. Yeah.
I've got a soft spot for them. I just think they're just so quirky
Oh,
and
really?
yeah, yeah. And I used to know someone who bred them as well as the standard ones. And so I used to go around and see the puppies. And again, they're a breed that's likes to be close to you. Well, again, every dog's an individual, but they really liked to be close to you and get all that love and stroking and attention. They're just a lot stronger than an English Toy Terrier, but
Yeah. Yeah.
they're just so
Definitely.
much fun.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, and that was a miniature bull terrier, did you say?
Miniature English Bull
Oh,
Terrier.
I don't think I've seen a miniature English bull terrier before.
Oh,
I'll have to have a look at have to have a look at one of those.
yeah. If you've got the time to dedicate to the training and the out and giving them appropriate outlets, then I would love one.
Brilliant, brilliant. Okay, what would you say are some ways that guardians can honor a breed's heritage even if they're not working dogs anymore?
Definitely gun dog training for the gun dogs, as long as you seek out a positive, reward based trainer that doesn't use corrections and adversives, because there's a few old fashioned.
Mhm.
Sometimes gun dog training can have a bit of a bad name because there are some trainers that use some of the more old fashioned corrections, aversives. So as long as you seek out a positive, reward based gun dog trainer, then you're harnessing all those skills that were sort of specifically bred into them through different games, retrieving games, that sort of thing. And any breed can do it because it is just those sort of skills. I've done it with Fred. He's not got any gun dog in him according to his DNA, but he enjoys it.
Yeah,
So I do think that's a lovely outlet for them.
yeah,
I
yeah.
expect with your dog walking, you probably find you've got a lot of retrievers that love that retrieving side of things, having things in their
Yeah.
mouth. So,
Oh,
you know,
yes.
give them that outlet by giving them retrieving games and different ways of retrieving.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
lovely.
Yeah, I was going to say if someone doesn't want to get into like maybe the kind of maybe more structured or stricter gun dog training, there is like pet gun dog stuff you can do as well, isn't there?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, the stuff I've done with Fred, it's all very kind of, you don't feel like you're sort of on a serious, like training them for a serious hunt or anything like that. It's just not like that. It's just so much fun, and it's sort of not to be taken to, in, yeah, absolutely, definitely. You don't have to sort of go and it be all serious as if you're getting them ready for a hunt and not putting a toe out of line. But at the same time, I've heard people say, oh God, aren't you teaching them to go after things? And on the contrary, you're teaching them to stay put unless you say otherwise, until you say so.
Yeah, good. Well, it's all about having fun with your dogs, isn't it, ultimately? So that's the important thing.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So, what kind of enrichment or lifestyle activities do you recommend for the terrier types, Nikki?
Another one I really love outlet is scent work.
Yes, do
Um,
love a bit of scent work. Yeah, I know you're
yeah,
keen on that as well.
Yep, I teach it. It's a lovely one that provides it's calming as well as enjoyable. They love their sniffing, and it's sort of an activity that also boosts those calming endorphins because they it calms them down rather than sort of jazzes them up and adds to the arousal. It's sort of like, and it's just got so many benefits in that it's given them a little bit of independence because to an extent you're sort of stepping back and letting them and just kind of giving them a little bit of guidance while they're searching for the scent, but also you are doing the activity together with them, so it's still adding to that bonding.
Mm,
So you've kind of got the best of both worlds in that way.
yeah,
You've got trick training, which again can be really great for the bonding side of things.
yeah,
You often hear people think of terriers as stubborn and wanting to do their own thing. So trick training's a great option for kind of helping get them motivated by you,
yeah.
and there's just so much to it, so many different things you can teach them to do. And again, that helps you learn what they enjoy and what's not for them.
Yeah, definitely.
And then you've got regarding enrichment, again you've got you've probably heard a lot of the trainers that listen to this will be very aware of the predatory motor sequence, which is
Yeah.
obviously the hunting sequence, and there's different parts that were bred in for different breeds, and obviously the distinctive part of the terrier is the fact that they obviously were bred to long-legged terriers bred to chase and kill, short-legged terriers bred to dig and kill. So
Mm,
so they obviously, again, every dog's an individual, but obviously a lot of terriers will enjoy that shaking, ragging, catching part of that.
yeah.
So, getting your recycling together, all the cardboard boxes, paper,
Mm,
hiding treats so they can really shred and have a good and sort of like rag, put some treats in a paper bag and let them shred it apart to get the treats
mm.
supervised so that they don't, in case you will get some that will actually try and ingest the stuff, which is obviously not good. So if you've got one that's going to ingest it, then maybe try lettuce or cabbage so that it's not going to harm them if they do, but things like that. And again, you've got toys on the market that harness that shredding ability, like the snuffle balls.
Yes, yeah, yeah. Brilliant. Okay, cool. Thank you. Love that. Lots of different ideas and activities there. And what I love that you keep on saying and going back to, I love how you keep saying that all dogs are individual. And they are. It's so right. But I loved that I've picked up and you've said that a few times now, and I really like that sort of outlook because often about working with a dog that's in front of you. And you mentioned obviously some dogs get labeled stubborn and they're not meaning to be stubborn. It just means that there's something going on and we need to find out what that is, or we need to sort of play to their strengths and give them play to their, outlets and stuff and in terms of their mental stimulation. But I absolutely love how you've said about all dogs are individual because they are. They
Yeah,
are. I love it.
if in case someone decides to come at me saying, well, my English Toy Terrier hates all the blankets that I bought them.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, we can't. We're not all the same, which is good because life would be boring if we were all the same, wouldn't it? Brilliant. So, my gosh, Nikki, we've literally sailed through this episode. It's full of lots of useful and insightful information. So, we're going to spend the last sort of 5 or 7 minutes wrapping up with some final questions and thoughts. So, Nikki, what's your one hope for the future breeds like the English Toy Terrier and others on the vulnerable list?
So, yeah, it's obviously not about popularity, it's not about making them the next popular breed, but it is about that awareness. Like I said, to have such a wonderful breed, the thought of them getting less and less and less is just, you just don't want to think about that. You just think. So I do think they deserve a bit more promotion, fly the flag for such a wonderful breed. And again, going back to the whole, no dog is easy. It's like raising a child. If you're in the position that you've done your research and you're ready to take on a puppy or a rescue dog, then definitely have a look at the vulnerable breeds list and see if you can see a breed that might tick the boxes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And it's so important, isn't it, to do your research? Like some people may just jump into it, but I can't stress how important it is to do your research.
Definitely. And, joining those, since we do now live in a world of social media, like joining certain breed groups and having a look at or even just, and trying to source out local owners, breeders who would be willing to have a chat with you and meet you. It can
Yeah.
really sort of like, just to be able to go on a walk with the dog and just sort of, and we did that with two different households, so we got a feel for sort of what they were like as a breed. And
Mm.
but yeah, cannot say enough about doing your research. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, so important. So, for anyone that's currently looking for a dog, what would you say to encourage them to think beyond the obvious choices?
Yeah, so you have got a list of the vulnerable breeds on the Kennel Club website.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's just thinking about different what you're looking for in a dog, and what you can provide, and yeah, just thinking outside the box a bit more. You've got so many breeds on there, like the English Toy Terrier, that's generally a healthy breed and low maintenance in a lot of ways.
Mm.
You've got, again, you've got lots of terriers on there where coat care may be a bit more of an issue. They're going to need more grooming, but then again, that is the same with a lot of popular breeds.
Mm. Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I just think give them a chance.
Yeah. I was just thinking as you said that, where does the Cairn Terrier fit? Would you say that's
The
like a
Cairn
vulnerable breed?
Terrier.
Yeah, Cairn
I
Terrier.
believe it has definitely declined.
Yeah.
Um, they were very popular because of Toto from The Wizard of Oz.
Yes. No, yeah, the only reason I say about them because I used to walk one and the lady was a breeder, but she used to show them at crufts as well. But you don't see many of them around. It's just one I thought of that you don't
They have
see many
declined a
around.
lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen in the news that they've about how much they've declined. It's just, and when you think about all the different wonderful breeds like the Cairn Terrier, that's when it does become sort of sad to think of them sort of not being around anymore. Again, a breed that's generally quite healthy and
Mm,
yeah, got lots of lovely
brilliant.
little quirks about them.
Yeah. Nikki, do you have one top tip that you'd like to just mention to our listeners for anyone that's looking at getting an ETT?
Definitely the English Toy Terrier Facebook groups, like say, because I just can't believe how friendly and approachable they all are.
That's nice.
And like I said, always like with any questions, any post, there's no sort of, I've never seen any bullying or anything in that group, never promoted any aversive or anything bad like that. So yeah,
Good.
meet up with the owners. There's a lot of, so in London there's a lot of ETT walks
Oh,
that are
really?
arranged.
That's
I
nice.
mean, I organised a local one in Southampton. We had 10 in the end.
Well, that's a good number.
Yeah, yeah. And it's lovely seeing people's take on them, all these tiny little black and tan dogs. Um,
Do
so
they only come in black and tan?
yes,
Oh, okay. I did wonder.
yeah. So
That's interesting.
yeah, they only come in black and tan. So you see all these tiny little black and tan dogs, and you get a lot of fun like comments.
Yeah, my one of my chihuahuas, she's a lovely black and tan colour. Bella, I
Oh,
often say that she's like a mini Rottweiler or Dobie.
oh,
She's definitely got the similar colours to your Nala. Brilliant. So, Nikki, apologies, I didn't mention your business name at the start of the episode, but your business name is Delightful Dogs Dog Training. So, where can people connect with you, learn more about the Delightful Dogs Training approach? Just let our listeners know how they can reach out to you or find out more about you.
yep. We are on Facebook, Delightful Dogs Training. Look for the lovely photo of the Schnauzer, which is Jack.
Yeah.
We are on Instagram, Delightful Dogs Training. Look out for the photo of the English Toy Terrier.
Okay.
That's a profile picture on Instagram is me with Nala.
Yeah.
So yeah, Facebook, Instagram, and we've got a website, delightfuldogsdogtraining.co.uk.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Nikki, thank you so much for joining me today on the Yappy Hour powered by Yappily. I've really enjoyed this episode, finding more out about the English Toy Terrier and vulnerable breeds. I didn't know much about them. Obviously, I have met your lovely Nala before, but it's just been really interesting to find out more about the breed. So thank you so much for joining me today on the Yappy Hour powered by Yappily. I've really enjoyed it.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, you're most welcome. Thank you so much, and I will speak to you again soon.
Thank you.
What a warm and informative chat with Nikki Cole. Here are some of the key takeaways from today's episode. Number 1. English Toy Terriers are affectionate, funny, and incredibly adaptable. Don't let their small size fool you. They're bursting with character. Number 2. Vulnerable breeds need responsible awareness, not hype. It's about thoughtful advocacy, not trend setting. Number 3. No breed is an easy breed. Every dog needs time, understanding, and support tailored to their unique background and instincts. Number 4. There's beauty in diversity. We lose so much when breeds fade into obscurity. Education is the key to protecting our dog heritage. Nikki, thank you for sharing your story and giving us all a reason to fall in love with the English Toy Terrier. To all our listeners, please check out Delightful Dogs Dog Training for more on Nikki's work and training ethos. And as always, if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a fellow dog lover. Massive apologies if you can hear my dogs yapping in the background during this or the intro on today's episode, but it wouldn't be the Yappy Hour without having some yappy dogs. This has been the Yappy Hour powered by Yappily. I'm your host, Nathan Dunleavy, and I'll see you next time.